The man who planted peace. The sky was like brass, and the earth was like iron. A great famine had come to the land, and the dust danced where green grass used to grow. Isaac stood at the edge of his field, his heart heavy. Should we go to the lush gardens of Egypt? He wondered, but a gentle voice whispered in his heart, telling him to stay. God promised to be with him right there in the dry land of Gerar. Isaac chose to trust. He stayed in the land of the Philistines, even though the clouds offered no rain. He walked back to his tent where his wife Rebekah was waiting. "We are staying," he told her. They looked out at the vast, quiet wilderness together. It took great courage to stay when everyone else was running away, but they knew they weren't alone. While others waited for the rain, Isaac did something bold. He took his precious sacks of grain and began to sow. He walked across the thirsty soil, scattering seeds into the dust. It looked like a waste of good food to anyone watching, but Isaac was planting his faith along with the barley. He believed that the provider was bigger than the drought. Then, the miracle happened. That year, Isaac's fields didn't just grow, they overflowed. For every seed he planted, 100 more sprang up. His servant, Elian, ran to him with wide eyes. "Master, look," Elian shouted, holding up heavy, golden stalks. Isaac's harvest was the talk of the whole region. God had turned the desert into a treasure chest. But wealth often brings whispers of envy. King Abimelech watched from his high stone balcony as Isaac's flocks grew and his granaries filled. The king frowned, his heart turning cold with jealousy. "He has become too powerful for us," the king muttered. He ordered his men to stop up the wells that Isaac's father had dug, filling them with heavy earth. Isaac saw the filled-in wells and the angry faces of his neighbors. He could have fought for his rights, but he chose a different path. "We will move on," he told Rebekah. They packed their belongings and moved further into the valley. Isaac knew that peace was more valuable than a patch of dirt, and he trusted God to find them water again. Isaac's servants began to dig in the valley. They worked hard until, splash, cool, living water bubbled up. But the local shepherds came and argued, "This water is ours." Elian, the servant, stood his ground by the muddy edge, his shovel in hand. They called the well contention. Instead of fighting, Isaac told his men to move and dig yet another well. Again and again they dug, and again people argued. Finally, they dug a well where no one bothered them. Isaac knelt by the clear, sparkling water and took a deep drink. He called this place Rehoboth, which means room for all. "Now the Lord has made room for us," Isaac whispered. He had won, not by his strength, but by his gentleness. One night, King Abimelech arrived at Isaac's camp. Isaac was surprised. "Why have you come?" he asked. The king replied, "We saw clearly that the Lord is with you. We want to make a peace treaty." Isaac didn't hold a grudge. He prepared a great feast, and they sat together as friends. Isaac showed the king that the greatest power is the power of a quiet spirit. The journey led them to Beersheba, the well of the oath. There, Isaac and Rebekah stood by a new well as the sun set in shades of orange and purple. Isaac had learned that when you follow God, you don't have to grab or fight. You can simply plant, dig, and trust. The dry land had become a place of deep wells and even deeper blessings.